Hey, what's up guys, TheCampingRusher here. Make sure to touch that like button in the next 3 seconds just to help this video do a little bit better. You're not going to be entered into any giveaways, anything like that, but I'll appreciate it a lot. And of course, it's big update night, 10.1. Today we're going over all the new changes, looking over the patch notes, and there is some interesting ones to say the least. It's currently 12:45 a.m., so the downtime hasn't even started, so I'll try and give my best insight into things without having actually played. If you're new to the channel, subscribe right now because I have multiple videos coming out in the next 24 hours covering everything. And of course, code TheCampingRusher in item shop. It does reset every 2 weeks, so just a reminder. Let me know if you do as well, because I'd like to say thank you, and you could be featured in the next video. All right, let's start off with a retail row is returning, like we've discussed. A Rift Zone has turned Mega Mall back into retail row, and prices have dropped significantly. These discounts come at the cost of increased danger. Bargain-crazed fiends are spawning in the Rift Zone, and they want the shopping center all to themselves. So, this is what's happening. Retail row should be back to its normal self, but the twist in this Rift Zone, as we kind of assumed, this was my assumption, that all the different Rift Zones are going to have different mechanics or features within. Tilted Town has the no building, no destroying, and now Retail Row is going to have zombie spawning. And honestly, coming from a guy that does not like zombies, this is a good way to do zombies. It really is. Obviously, the problem with them initially when they first came out was just way too noisy, way too many of them, and late game. So in every other circumstance where the late game, that last circle isn't right on Retail Row, where I know that's going to happen sometimes, this is good. I mean, you could say that the zombies here actually add to Retail Row because it's guaranteed more shield, and I forget, ammo, guns, right? They drop everything. So it's like another one of the hot spots is what Curtis and I, my teammate and I, were talking about today once we saw this was coming out. So I don't know. I'm a fan of it. I'm excited to play with this. And on top of that, the other featured one here is a new LTM, the World Run LTM. It's squads. Respawning is on. I believe it's a creative. Yeah, it's creative LTM. 16 players, 4 teams. Team to collect 30 coins fastest wins. And I believe this is just from the World Cup, right? That creative, one of the creative games, the World Run. I watched a little bit of it. Looks like fun. I'm not too good at the death runs or anything like that, so I haven't really tried them. But I know this is a lot of fun to some of you guys, so that's exciting. All right. Let's get into the first new. This is a weird update, man. I gotta be honest. I've read through these patch notes already. This is probably the weirdest one. Unvaulted only in the sword fight squads and duos LTMs. Infinity Blade. Reduce the environmental damage from 10,000 to 600. So that's huge, right? That's absolutely huge. But okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know if this means unvaulted in the sword fight squads and the sword fight duos. I think that's what it means. When I first read it, I gotta be honest, I thought this just meant normal duos. Now that I'm reading it out loud, I'm realizing this means sword fight squads and sword fight duos. I hope, right? Why would they just add it to the normal duos? Okay, so it's not as weird as I thought. I don't know why I thought that initially. But yeah, Infinity Blade's gonna be back in these modes, but it just does an extremely less amount of damage to the environment, to structures. So, all right, not a big one there. This one's kind of cool, though. Increase the number of resource stacks contained in chests in Tilted Town from 1 to 3. This is a good change. I mean, I haven't landed at Tilted Town. I don't really plan on doing it. But if you have been landing there, you'll probably realize late game or later on in the game, mid game, you have a lot less mats than everyone else does, just because you can't farm, right? So tripling the amount of resources you get from each chest, I guess that's their way of evening it out a little bit. And I believe it's 30, right? It's a 30 stack you normally get, something like that. So from 30 to 90 per chest, you're going to be okay. I think you're, especially in just the normal game modes where farming's not as fast anyways. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are on that, especially if you're a Tilted Town goer. Let me know. Do you like this change? Do you think it's enough? I'm interested to hear your opinion. The Brute. Couple things that we've already talked about if you're an avid viewer of the channel, and then a couple new things. Added a targeting laser that appears as players load and fire missiles. In addition to the Brute's gunner, this laser is visible to opponents and teammates. It's all, of course, to help give clarity to all players on where a gunner is aiming their rockets before they're fired. A lot of you liked my quote. I kind of stole the quote from Reddit, I gotta be honest, but still, a lot of you guys like this quote. They're adding a device, a laser, that allows you to know seconds before you're gonna die, right? It tells you when you're just gonna die. Because I don't really, I mean, if a mech is near you and he's got these auto-aim rockets, it's pretty obvious that he's aiming at you and that you're gonna have 10 of these things coming at you in the next 3 seconds, whether there's a laser telling you it's happening or not. So this is, I almost laugh at this change. They gotta be trolling us, man. Like, I honestly think the outrage marketing that we've discussed here on the channel, it has to be in full effect, because this is just a hilarious change. I can't believe it. Improve visual and audio feedback during the self-destruct sequence. That's a good one, because sometimes I don't even know when these things are self-destructing. Brutes can now be entered directly from glider mode. That's kind of nice. Updated brute spawn logic for large team respawn game modes. They will now spawn intermittently throughout the match instead of waiting for storm phases to end. Okay. Brutes abandoned in the storm will now self-destruct after 30 seconds, and brutes will reappear on the mini-map after 15 seconds if no player is in either seat. So there's some bug fixes there while I talk about this a little bit. Yeah, I mean, nothing we didn't expect. The changes we didn't know about aren't really a big deal. Just some quality of life changes for this brute. But yeah, man, I thought they were going to do a bit more than this. I know they talked about this is what they were going to do, but I really thought they would expand a little bit. But something's coming, man. They can't keep this up for the rest of the season. There's no way. I would be in shock. But I guess I've been in a little bit of shock throughout this season already. I think we all have. Just to recap, Retail Row, there's the info. Zombies do drop weapon, consumable, or ammo upon being eliminated. And the zombies cannot go outside the Retail Row Rift Zone. So, just so you know. Now, chest and ammo containers will now open when they are destroyed. However, there is a known issue. Destroying a chest or ammo container by destroying the object it is placed on will not open it. We plan to have this issue resolved in the 10.2 update. So this is kind of a cool one. So all the accidental bed breaks, or there's been some weird glitchy ones where I forget where. I think they've fixed this one where you destroy something near the chest and the chest breaks. I don't know. I didn't expect this change, but it's a nice one. You hate that, right? When you got one chest. You need some shields. You need something. You need a weapon. You're just this one chest is your last chance. You accidentally break the bed and then you don't get anything. But now it will open upon doing that. So good to know. Moving on here, some bug fixes there. These are the gameplay bug fixes. Not going to read them out, but you got them on your screen there if you want to dig into it. And of course, patch notes are always linked down below. Event-wise, this is what we got. Push to fix on August 5th to address an arena matchmaking issue causing players to be matched within a wider hype range than intended. Because players are now matched within a narrower hype range, some players may experience longer queue times. This is to ensure higher quality matches. This happened over a week ago. We did discuss it. But if you have been noticing higher queue times, it's a good thing. It means you're going against a smaller range of players that are much closer to your skill level or to your current point level, hype level. Art and animation, don't usually talk about these ones, but I'm just going to bring it up here because it looks like an important one. Plastic Patroller outfit visual update added mud smears, wear and tear, and a brighter outline. They were added to prevent this outfit from providing a camouflage effect in certain areas of the map, which is making it difficult to see. So they did update here. They were thinking it's pay to win, apparently, a little bit. All players who previously purchased this outfit will have the option to refund it without using a refund token if they choose to do so. It's available for 30 days with the timer starting after your next login. And then on top of that, updated the Mecha Team Leader's outfits. Mecha Team Leader outfits idle animation to its original version. So that's kind of a big. They've never talked about something like this, but I guess this one was too too similar, right? I think it's Toy Soldier is who it is. It blends in very well, I'm sure, with some parts of the map, and it was enough to make them change it. But on top of that, they are letting people refund the skin, because I bet the change is a lot. I'm sure the change is enough where it could be considered a totally different skin. So super cool and fair, I think, for them to allow people to refund for 30 days. So if you don't like the new one, if you bought it for the camouflage purposes, go ahead and refund, get your money back, go buy something else. All right. Lastly here, there is the tutorial system. We discussed some sort of tutorial system that was in the files about a month ago. I don't know if this is, I assume this is it, but it's not an actual in-game. You don't actually go complete a tutorial. It's a contextual tutorial system, a tip system that's designed to help guide and teach players that are new to BR. This system displays tips to players during matches. Each tip appears in situations it is most relevant to. It can be toggled on or off by default, or in the game settings tabs, but it is on by default. So you gotta, if you don't want to see it, I'm sure I'm going to take it off pretty quickly. Just go into their game settings and get rid of it quickly. And then they updated the item shop background as well. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. There's some mobile changes, some creative, of course, things like that. I was hoping for a little more from this update. Again, it's only 12:57 now, so I can get this video edited and uploaded. By the time you're seeing it, it is, of course, uploaded. And by then, I'll be looking at all the leaks. I'm sure we've got some exciting stuff. We for sure cosmetics, some of the stuff coming out in the item shop, any free items that are coming out in the next 2 weeks, and then anything else. Who knows with Fortnite? It could be anything in the files over the next couple hours. I'll have another video dropping 3 or 4 hours from now talking about everything else that we haven't yet today. So again, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Touch that like button, code TheCampingRusher in item shop. Take care. Talk soon. Goodbye.